All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bakar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Yasharallah, spread across the four corners of the planet Earth, who diligently teach this word in truth and in sincerity. All right. Peace to the sisters who watch and who learn as well. All right. This is Brother Shamar. Y'all coming with another video. All right. Another lesson. Uh, and in this lesson, all right, this is from the full session. All right. Uh, Nick Cannon featuring Rabbi Abraham Cooper on Canon class. All right. Now, if you haven't saw this video with Nick Cannon and Rabbi Cooper, all right, Avraham, okay, Avraham, not Abraham, Avraham. Let's get it right. Go watch it before you watch this video. All right, cut off now, and I'm giving you a chance to go and look at it and watch the full session. All right, of Nick Cannon and Rabbi Abraham Cooper on Cannon's class. All right. So now I'm going to get into it. All right. I'm going to get into it because there was a lot of shucking and jiving on the part of Nick Cannon. All right. Which Nick Cannon came under fire. All right. For his remarks. All right. Stating in particular, that he is a real Jew. All right. This guy, Rabbi Cooper, all right, pretty much he deflected everything, and it's that anti-sim deflection shield, okay, that the elder Malcolm was speaking of. All right, the anti-sim deflection shield, where when you come with facts and when whatever you say is factual and on point, and there's the field, there's that deflection shield, that anti-sim deflection shield is up, and it's bing, beware, or that deflection shield might destroy your fucking career, your lifestyle. All right, if you are a one of these entertainers, okay, if you will. Now, Nick Cannon brought out, definitely he brought out a lot of points, okay, and one of the things was that they were speaking of was hatred, okay, and Nick Cannon said that he felt that hatred was an energy, all right, was an energy, basically, it was a word that could, be used as an energy from, pretty much a history standpoint. Okay, we know, okay, that so-called white people, the police, all right, they have a hatred for so-called blacks. All right. Now this guy is supposed to be a rabbi. Well, why, and that was another thing. Why they're not dealing with the nation's of the scriptures. Why are they still, why is he still, he's not, why is he still talking about white and black? He's calling Nick Cannon black, calling himself white. Now, now, this man who's supposed to be wise, all right, but he is wise because guess what? Okay, he's not. According to the Talmud, all right. Remember they spoke about the Talmud for a quick instance. The Talmud says that you can lie to the goyim, all right, to a goyim, all right, which and so pretty much he's just showing his face, showing the rest of these countries, all right, because he says that he goes to these different countries. He's pretty much just showing them that he has leverage, all right, that he has the power, okay, to influence, and great leverage here in America, all right, because I'm going to go into I'm jumping all around, man, all right, I'm jumping all around, and I'm going to kind of slow it down just a little bit, man, all right. Let me give you a quick history lesson. All right. This is from the Library of Congress. I've been finding a lot of information in the Library of Congress. All right. This is a from the sections of timeline. All right. And this is called A Century of Immigration, 1820 through 1924. All right. 1820 through 1924. And it says, in the century spanning the years 1820 through 1924, an increasingly steady flow of Jews made their way to America, culminating in a massive surge of migrants toward the beginning of the 20th century. Impelled by economic hardship, persecution, and great social and political upheavals of the 19th century, industrialization, overpopulation, and urbanization, millions of Europe's Jews left their towns and villages and embarked on the arduous journey to the golden land of America. All right. Now, why was the America the golden land? All right. America was deemed the golden land, all right, because America had been built up off of the blood, all right, and the back of the real Jews, all right, the so-called Southern Kingdom, all right. All of these industrialized cities and plantations had been worked by the so-called real Jews, man, or the so-called Negroes, all right, and had made America the golden land, all right. Now, as you see, they began migrating to America as early as 1820. All right. So while, this Nick Cannon show tries to portray, okay, and they say we're not going to get into a thing of, a back and forth of, who had it the worst. Of course they're gonna say that, man. Of course they're not gonna say who had it the worst. If you recall the newspaper articles that I read to you, that I showed you again from the Library of Congress. All right. Uh, it said, okay, that leading, okay, from the 18, those newspaper articles were dated from the 1890s up into the 1900s. All right, and as he said, Simon Wiesenthal was an architect. Okay, after Simon Wiesenthal left, okay, from what he says or what he claims, all right, was a concentration camp, he became a good architect because what? Europe was destroyed. And then Nick Cannon posed the question, well, you know, our people can't say that, all right? We can't say, but then again, we can, all right? After slavery was over, uh, and we left the plantations, all right? Esau, all right? And I mean all of Esau, even these so-called Jewish people, all right? They implemented Jim Crow, all right? And other means and sorts of swindling, all right? Uh, the real Jews out of their money, okay? Up until the point to when they received their homeland, then they really kind of fell back, all right? Their hand was really removed. But there is something else that I'm looking for, all right? In this article, I'm going to read on. So in the first half of the 19th century, Jewish immigrants came mostly, though not exclusively, from Central Europe. In addition to settling in New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, groups of German-speaking Jews made their way to Cincinnati, Albany, Cleveland, Louisville, Minneapolis, St. Louis, New Orleans, San Francisco, and dozens of small towns across the United States. There was almost a hundredfold increase in America's Jewish population from 3,000 in 1820 to as many as 300,000 in 1880. All right. Uh, and so listen to some of. I'm going to share with you because they jumped uh, on these individuals for being anti-Semitic, right? So here's the thing, okay? They quoted, they tried to bash Nick Cannon for speaking about Louis Farrakhan. But what were the Jews doing while the so-called Negroes were suffering, you know, was suffering in the South and in all of the cities? Let's see. Here is a patriotic song called Long Live the Land of the Free. Patriotic songs in Yiddish expressing the immigrants' love for America and loyalty to the land of the free. How was this the land of the free when the so-called Negroes were in slavery? Were being lynched. Okay? But see, they then expressed their loyalty to the land of the free. It says, it's the sacred duty of every Jew featured on the cover of Laban Zu America. Long live America are three favorite icons of Jewish immigrant sensibility. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and the Statue of Liberty. Okay? And Long Live the Land of the Free was by words by S. Smolowitz, music by J.M. Rumshishki. All right? He from the Hebrew Publishing Company. All right? 1868. All right? Oh, freak. All right, Salakia. I clicked this thing and it just went totally back out. Come on, now I didn't do all that. Now that I'm exposing these. Here's another song. Hold on. Hold on. All right, that's something different. Okay? Give me your tired, your poor. Emma Lazarus, who had worked with East European immigrants through her association with the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, composed the new Colossus in 1883 as part of a fundraising campaign for erecting the Statue of Liberty in 1903. A tablet with her words, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free," was affixed to the statue's base. These words remain the quintessential expression of America's vision of itself as a haven for those denied freedom and opportunity in their native lands. Shown here is a copy of the sonnet in the author's own hand. So while you so-called Negroes, and you're so quick to love everybody, to side up, all right, with other people, okay? But here it is, while you were suffering in chains, unable to walk down the street, okay? These people who call themselves Jewish, who are pitching a bitch right now, okay? They had no sympathy for you then, and they have no sympathy for you now. They basically told Nick Cannon, "Hey, nigga, you need to raise yourself up by your boots. By your boot, you need to raise yourself up." Okay? But when he tried to raise themselves up, what did they do? Nuh-uh. They stepped in, man. And not only that, okay, you're not supposed to make an image. The real Jews, don't have images. All right? Here it is. They erected the Statue of Liberty. Okay? And made a song for it, man. Come on now. Come on, man. They're making songs about Babylon the Great, rejoicing in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, now I'm going to look for something else. 1 minute, because this is already at 20 minutes. And here we go. I just typed in history of Jews in the United States. All right. Here's what it's going to bring up. It said there have been Jewish communities in the United States since colonial times. Oh, you don't say. Early Jewish communities were primarily Sephardi Jews of Spanish and Portuguese descent. You don't say. Composed of immigrants from Brazil and merchants who settled in cities until the 1830s. The Jewish community of Charleston, South Carolina, was the largest in North America. In the late 1800s and the beginning of 1900s, many Jewish immigrants left from various nations. Okay, so let's see what happened. Let's jump to this Jewish community of South Carolina. It says the history of Jews in Charleston, South Carolina, was related to the 1669 charter of the Carolina colony, which granted liberty of conscience to all settlers, expressly noted Jews, heathens, and dissenters. Sephardic Jews from London were among the early settlers in the city and colony and comprised most of its Jewish community in the late 1800s. Now see, they're jumping from the 1600s. You know why they're jumping around? You know why they're deflecting from 1600s all the way up to the late 1800s? It's because they had their hand in slavery. Okay? They had the largest hand in slavery probably in the United States, because they were the bankers, they were the insurers, and they owned boats. So this is not Louis Farrakhan only or the Hebrew Israelites only who are saying this. This is your own historians. But you did a very good job of trying to cover up hundreds of years in between. So when you try to smack the hand of our, pop and correct these brothers, man, Nick Cannon, the NFL, these brothers don't know no better, or they're not in a position, okay, where they can stand up to you. All right? But through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, okay, on down to the apostles and elders on down, man, okay? Hey, this is deep, man, okay? Because I'm sitting here like, man, how did I even find? It's through the spirit, man. I got a question. How did it even pop into my mind, man? Okay? Because that's the spirit of the Most High to uncover things, man. All right? The scriptures tell you, man, do a diligent search of their fathers. This guy, Rabbi Abraham Cooper, He was born in 1950, man. 1950. These people were sending money back home to their homelands, all right, that they made from selling slaves. They were all the way down in South America. They robbed the so-called Mexicans, all right, the so-called Puerto Ricans. They were all around the world robbing, all right. Says first synagogue. Here we go. The first synagogue established at Charleston was that of the Kahal Kadosh Beth Elohim, founded in 1749. Okay? Rabbi Burton Podol, who served as the synagogue's rabbi during the 1960s, was an outspoken activist for the rights of African Americans. Okay? And this is, I'm just reading all the way down. Okay? Yeah, because, first they enslaved us, all right? And just like he said, uh, you know, first they enslaved us, okay? And then they, tried to, get, at least get some rights for us, okay? But their other partners, the other heads of, the other dukes of Esau, all right? They were just too greedy and too proud, all right? And like this rabbi said, man, okay, he said, Simon Wiesenthal, Liebenthal, whatever, Weasel, Simon Wiesenthal, whoever he was, man. All right. They said this individual um, was helping a German soldier. Okay, and the German soldier had said, hey, get one of those Jews in here. All right. Because only they could be the real Jews. Okay, the only time that a German, okay, could call anybody a Jew is when it's talking about them. All right, the same. He's quoting, and Simon Wiesenthal is making a quote. All right, about a Nazi soldier. All right, and he's telling a story about it, and this guy repeated it. But guess what? He's not anti-Semitic. All right. But anyway, the German soldier called in the Jew. The Jew was a doctor, so-called Jew. Salakia, forgive me. I'm just saying the story how he kind of put it. And he said that before he go into the heavens, go into the afterlife, he wanted he wanted Simon Wiesenthal to forgive him. And then the book ended right there, And then they asked Simon Wiesenthal, did you forgive him? And then he went through this whole story. Now, would you, if you had only, if they had only killed one Jew, then he would have forgave this man. All right. But this, the Nazis supposedly had killed 6 million Jews. Now, if you read the articles that I read, that I shared from the Library of Congress, from the Sun, all right, New York Sun newspaper, then you will see that the 6 million Jew story was a scheme from the beginning, a fabrication. that was made up. Most of these people were fleeing other countries. The immigrant story is correct. Again, the fact that these people, you see these people with skinny, they are skinny with the big heads, malnutrition, having typhus and certain illnesses, those are correct. Those are the conditions, all right, of these people fleeing their country, their homeland of Germany or wherever, getting kicked out, exiled from Russia, and trying to come and run into America, because the slave trade was just that lucrative that they were pretty much having more money than the people in the countries that they were in. All right, due to the slave trade. Now, these people were financed, educated, for the most part, off of due to their participation in the transatlantic slave trade. I want to be clear about what I'm saying. Now, hatred. Let's go deal with hatred real quick. I'm already at 31. Hatred is when you had these Nazi hunters who went out and sold out, and they killed some of these Nazis. So-called African Americans have not went out and killed not one previous plantation owner. All right, unless it was during the time that the people were in captivity on those plantations and there was a revolt. But since that time, the descendants of African Americans have not went and put to death any previous plantation owners. Think about that. Think about that. The Lord said, vengeance is mine. All right. There will be vengeance. All right. And as you can see, as they try to play schematics on this Canons class, all right, Nick Cannon having on all red. And as you can see, that board behind Nick Cannon, that's black. Nick Cannon's skin color is brown. That rabbi, okay, his hair is white, but his face is the same color as Nick Cannon's outfit. So the biggest thing of this all is why there's so much trouble surrounding this issue. The big question is, if the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, then who are these people calling themselves Jewishers, Israelis, who are not white but who are red? Think about that. Just a quick edification, history, lesson. And until next time, shalom.